I'm open to anything that you feel is motivating you to move forward. Why not try
I
it?
dream
Why
fat
not?
kid
What's
thoughts,
there?
man.
What do we have to lose, huh?
I dream fat kid thoughts, man. You can't relate to my dreams all the time. You
Dude,
don't
tell
understand
me
the
a
fat
little
kid
bit.
life.
Tell me about the fat kid that lives between these ears. Well, it's actually lives between these ears and from neck to toe right
Well,
now.
you
But
you know,
we're trying to get rid of that part of it. But that
it,
fat man that lives between the ears
I mean,
remains, right? I want to know
it
more about
does.
him. I want to know
I
what
Yeah.
drives him. Tell me
Look,
the thought process walking into, as we were talking about the last episode, walking
yeah.
into a convenience store
I know.
and
I,
on a drive, and you got the candy bar sitting there, and you could pick a
I mean,
protein bar, you could pick beef jerky or something that would be more
I-
consistent with the goal, but you grab the candy bars instead.
it's
What goes through your head? Is there a process where you deliberate? Is there just the temptation is there and it's like, I'm just going in that aisle. I'm not even thinking about the other options. Is
pretty
it
much.
that I'm just justifying? Does it what? That's it. So
It it's
I
almost
hit the nail on the
automatic.
head.
It's like
Yeah.
automatic. Yeah. It's just
Yeah. So there's no
like that's
resistance.
my
You
section.
don't put right. Right.
We've gone into convenience stores together, right?
Yes.
Like, and
Yep.
you have a section you go to. You're
And you
instantly
go to the
looking for the
opposite section. I
protein
know.
section, right? And it's
Yep.
like you're a one-track mind. That's where you're going. You're not even attracted to other junk. And then, like, I immediately, it doesn't even require a thought, man. My body is just magnetized to the candy section. And really, in my past life, the soda. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like just junk, junk. I have
Well, it
actually
makes
come down to reality on the drinks. I get it that the drinks are just like empty calories. I get it, and I've found some discipline on the drinks. I really have. Like, if I'm drinking water, unsweet tea. Occasionally, a rare occasions, I'm drinking like a diet soda, and that's about it. Like, everything's no calorie for drinks.
mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm. Good.
yeah, like
That's a huge
I'm
shift.
like I'm there, and I'm drinking a lot of water. So that was like a huge hurdle to climb. You know that from years, but like I just don't know how. I don't know how that mindset will change when I go into a convenience store that I'm not going to be pulled in by the candy bar section.
Well, the reason that you're pulled in is because one, let's keep it simplistic, it tastes good.
It does.
And two, it makes you feel good. And three, your brain has associated that candy bar with feeling good. And so if I have that candy bar, it's going to make me feel good. So anytime I walk in a convenience store, why should I not have that candy bar if I'm going to feel good? The only thing that prevents me from going into that aisle and picking that candy bar and instead going into the aisle that you never go into and picking the alternative is because looking good makes me feel good.
Yeah.
And so on the priority scale, to me, if I go into that aisle and have the candy bar, I will feel a sense of guilt because I've done something that's very temporary that lasts a very short period of time. I mean, you'll concur that eating a candy bar is not a 3-hour endeavor. I mean, you're eating a candy bar,
Right.
it's done in about 5 minutes, if that, maybe for you,
No,
about
yeah,
30
less,
seconds. It's gone.
probably.
So you've consumed all those calories in a short period of time, and then I'm left with the thoughts that last a lot longer than it took me to consume that candy bar that say, what have I done? Why did I do that? Why? I mean, was it worth it for that length of time? Because I'm preserving something else inside of me that's important. And that's I prop out my self-esteem based on my appearance. So that became important to me long ago. I mean, not as long as food became important to you ago, but it was in my teens when I became focused on bodybuilding. So that became more of an important goal to me than getting the feel good flavor from the foods that it is that that you were normally consuming.
Yeah.
So I would gravitate towards not eating those foods on a regular basis because it was more important to me to maintain a certain look, because that's what made me feel good. It made me feel better than I felt eating those foods on a regular basis, because then there would be a consequence. For me, the consequence is if I eat like this, I'm not going to look good. And therefore, I'm losing something that's important to me. Whereas for you, if you eat like this, and you're 355 pounds instead of 350 pounds, who cares? It doesn't matter. At this point in time, there is no connection between I'm going to eat this food and I'm going to lose something. What am I going to lose? I'm not losing anything. I'm already in mid threes. It's not really concerning to me whether I'm that weight or whether I'm lower. It's not that important. It's more important for me to be able to satisfy that desire and feel good through the food than it is to get the results out of not eating that food and then looking better physically. So it just never became a priority for you. And so and I can tell you, if I were in that same situation, if I never started bodybuilding, if I never had an interest in weightlifting and in seeing what I could do in building muscle and burning fat, I would be in the same situation that you're in, as far as just randomly eating foods that taste good just for the sake of having a good time and feeling better and counteracting stress. I'd be in the same situation. Very few people are really immune to it. It's just that they have to have a goal that's more important to them than experiencing that temporary high from consuming something that's going to be high in fat and high in carbs, something that they know is going to not benefit them physically. They have to have a goal that's more important. And for me, I've had that goal for so long that it's very easy for me to walk into a convenience store and pick the aisle with the protein bars or the beef jerky or something that's high protein, something that's low carb, something that's consistent with my diet, because it's important for me to maintain the physique that I've built, and that's part of my life. For you, that's not part of your life. So what's stopping you? What does it matter? It doesn't. And most people who are having a difficult time with maintaining a healthy body weight are not thinking of the consequences of, it could shorten my lifespan, I could get a disease, because ultimately you're doing that for a reason. You're grabbing that food to feel good and trying to predict if my life is going to end 20 years too early because I'm 100 pounds overweight and I'm eating certain types of foods and candy bars every day. That's not how people live their lives. They live their lives in the moment. If I'm having a desire, if I want to feel good now and I know this works, I'm going to do it, unless there's an immediate reason for me not to do it. For me, the immediate reason is I know after I do it, I'm going to feel bad because I have a goal that's more important than temporarily feeling good with the food, and that's looking good. And that's its own dysfunction that we can talk about later. That goes in another direction. That can become body dysmorphic. You can become like just really, really fixated on appearance to the point where it becomes toxic and destructive. So that's something that needs to be kept in check too. But it's an explanation as to why it's happening. So that way you understand that you're not alone. And anybody could be prone to this unless they have a reason not to be. Because, it can be ingrained in all of us. So it's just something for you, the desire to do something that is the opposite of what that's giving you needs to become the more important priority. And what we're trying to do in these videos, and we're trying to do week to week, is to come up with a balance where you can have fun, where you can enjoy yourself, where you can look forward to your meals, while at the same time preserving your health, losing weight, looking better. That's the goal.
Yeah.
Is to try to come up with a hybrid combination that works perfectly well for you.